Hello guys and welcome to a new video to Union Arena. In this video we are going to look at the Sinon and Saitama matchup and try to answer the question if the Sinon is able to snipe the Saitama from the board. Here is the deck list for the Saitama deck. It's a top meta deck at the moment, so I think it will be doing well. And here is the deck list for the Sinon and Kirito deck. Again, this deck wants to snipe your opponent if possible. So yeah, let's head into the battle. Okay guys, the theory here is that the Sinon might actually be able to snipe the Saitama, because the Saitama states here, this character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's abilities. So even though the snipe is an ability, I think it might still get destroyed if it has enough battle points, since the actual way in which it is destroyed will be through an attack. However, as you can see, the Sinon here has only 4000 battle points, so even if she gets the sniper ability, she might not be able to KO him. But if you have like the right board and the right cards in hand, you might actually be able to do it. For example, if you have the Kirito in the field, you can activate his main ability and can buff her for like 1000 already, so she's at 5k, which will make it easier to use cards like the Photon Sword here and the special trigger. If you used 2 of the special trigger, it would already be enough, because your Sinon might be boosted by 5000 power in total, which means you would have, sorry, one more, because 1k from the Kirito, which means she would have 10k and she could snipe the Saitama. So you would need 1 Kirito on board and 2 special triggers, or you would need like 1 Kirito on board, 2 of the Photon Sword here, which boosts the Sinon by 2000 each, and then 1 of the special trigger, which will bring her up to, let's do the math here, 11,500 battle points, and she would have impact plus 2. So she could snipe him away and deal 2 damage. And yeah, there's like a lot of combos that you can do. If you have like 2 Kiritos on the field, 2 Photon Swords would be enough. Or you don't even have to do it with the Raid Sinon and just use a special trigger on this color trigger Sinon, who already has impact 1 if it gets over 4000 battle points. So together with some of the Photon Sword, you can deal like a lot of damage in one turn. So let's see how hard this combo is gonna be to pull off against the Saitama. And again, my opponent can have multiple Saitama on board. So even sniping one of them might not actually do anything. But yeah, we're gonna just test the matchup Sniper Kirito Sinon against the Saitama One Punch Man. Alright, we have the Yellow Saitama here on the red side and the Sniper Sinon on the blue side. Let's throw the dice to see who will go first. 4 and 3, which means the Sinon can go first. So let's quickly look at our starting hand. We have 2 of the 0 cost here, I think, the CC and the Kirito. Then we have the bouncy guy here with double energy, which is pretty good. We got 1 buggy and a barbecue card. Yeah, we have a pretty decent hand here. I think we can work with this. I should start with the CC here, I think, because next turn I could potentially use his ability and bounce him back to the hand with the Yamikaze to prevent him from being KO'd at the end of the turn. So let's untap here and end the turn. It's been a long time already since I played this deck. We already have 2 of the 0 cost 2, the Genos, actually 3 0 cost with the Silver Fang. The King, who's the support for the Saitama? Okay. Well, the early turns are pretty easy. Let's play 1 Genos. Let's play 1 King. This character cannot attack. However, I can sideline 1 character on the opponent's front line, which is pretty neat, to be honest. Let's untap and end the turn. We're rushing a little bit more through here, so we have 2 action points and 1 CC. We could play the barbecue card this turn, which would be kinda nice. However, that means we need to play a 0 cost first, and I'm pretty sure we should use it this turn. Let's use the CC ability to go up to 2 action points. Gonna play 1 Kirito onto the energy line. Now we have 3 energy, which means we can play the barbecue. Set 2 action points back to active, and we will play the double energy cost here. Reveal up to 1 GGO card from the top 4 cards, and if I added the card I need to sideline 1. Gonna search the top 4. Do we get the raid Kirito here or the raid Sinon? Other than Kirito, so we need to get the Sinon here. Let's get the raid Sinon. We bottom back the rest, add this to the hand, and now we need to sideline one, unfortunately. I think it's gonna be the 0 cost. And then we're gonna play the Yamikaze to bounce the CC back to hand. And now we have a total of 5 energy for the next turn, which is pretty nice. However, we have nobody on the front line. But my frontline character could be KO'd by the king anyways. So let's end the turn. Alright, we stay at 2 action points. We got our Saitama here, the 3 cost, which is pretty nice. Now we have 2 heroes in hand. I don't think we have anything good to play this turn, so I think I just do an action point draw and play the Silver Fang. Or instead I will play the Saitama's apartment, which is better, because it's a searcher. Let's look at the top 4 cards, reveal up to 1 Saitama, Genos or King card and add them to the hand. And I don't need to drop one, which is nice. Search the top 4. I think we're getting the 5 cost here. Because he's the strongest Saitama. And we're gonna bottom deck the rest. Because we still have the 3 cost in our hand. However, 2 3 cost at the bottom is also not that nice. I'm not exactly sure how strong the 3 cost is compared to the other ones. Let's untap here and end the turn. This is a really slow start to this battle, but like I think both of these are kind of slow decks. If we grab another double energy Sinon, we can play the buggy and raid with the sniper Sinon. However, that will not give us much on the field, so I think we're gonna do one action point draw first. I think our goal here is to start hitting the opponent. However, I don't know if I should bring the 0 cost up to the front line or the double energy Kirito. Then I think I want to play one of her at least on the front line. I can leave the buggy in my hand for now, because I don't really need to sideline, to tap this card to activate the effect. So let's just fill our board like this, and then we're gonna swing the Kirito, and we get a draw trigger, and everyone is safe now, I think. Okay, we're on the Saitama side, time to pick up some momentum here. We have a lot of cards in hand, and we have 2 hero triggers, so we could do a lot during this turn. So we'll move the Genos to the front line. Gonna play the Moomin Rider, I think. Then we will use the first hero ability, restate our action points, play one of the double cost Saitama into the energy line, and then let's just play our big boy here, I think, because we have 5 energy. Play him set to active onto the front line. Double damage. I could place one Saitama card from my hand into the sideline to give him impact 1, but I think I will not use it this turn. So we will start swinging here. We will swing with the Genos, which will be blocked, and the Saitama will be blocked by the Kirito. Because this character must attack, yeah, and now he is set to resting, and it will not become active at the end of my end phase. So the first Saitama is out. This is the only Saitama that will stay on the board effectively. Let's see if we can get rid of it. Let's draw a card here. We got another Sinon Sniper. Unfortunately, we're missing cards for the combo to get rid of him effectively. This deck is bricking really hard. We have to do an action point draw. The barbecue is pretty neat. However, I think we will not use it this turn. We will just play into the energy line and then raid our Sinon. Move it to the front line. She will gain the sniper ability, and when this character attacks and wins a battle, I can look at the top 2 cards and scout them. And I can buff another character plus 1000 battle points, which means that this character will get impact 1. However, since I sniped this character, she will not get blocked anyways. So let's enter the battle phase. We're gonna snipe. I can look at the top 2 cards now. A Kirito and a Sinon. I don't want any of these, I think. I want to put them on the bot. I'm kind of looking for the 4 cost Kirito because he allows me to draw cards. He's really important in this deck. And now this character will gain 1000 battle points. She has impact 1. But again, there's no one to block, which means I can just deal 1 damage and we get a get trigger. Alright, let's untap here and end our turn. This time we can untap the Saitama here, so he can swing again. We're pulling a Genos, huh? We don't have a raid target. I think I'm gonna do an action point draw here. And there is our raid Genos, who's also a searcher. So let's move Saitama to the front line. We will play, where's our hero? We will play another hero card. Set these 2 back to active. Play the Genos into the energy line. When played, I can either look for a Saitama card or I can just draw a card, and I think I will just activate the second ability. I will just draw a card, which is another 1 punch, which is not too bad. So we're gonna use one of these and we will choose to deal 1 damage to my opponent, which is an active trigger. Not that it really matters, but I think I will give it to Sinon here. Does the trigger activate? I'm not sure. And then with our last action point we will raid the Genos and move him to the front line. When played, his character will get impact 1, and when sidelined I can play 1 Genos from my hand, set to resting or set to active. Before I enter the attack phase, I will use his active main ability actually. I will sideline this 4-cost Saitama to give him impact 1 until the end of the turn. And I will start swinging, double damage and impact 1. Now do I want to get rid of this Kirito as the Sinon is the question. And just take 1 damage? I think so. Let's block with this Sinon, because we're gonna take 2 damage no matter what. And we're gonna take 1 damage, which is a raid trigger, 7 energy. We don't have enough, so we need to add this to the hand. Then we swing another 10k with him. And we get a special trigger. Since both of these characters cannot be removed from the field by abilities, we need to get rid of the Genos. His when sideline ability activates, but I don't have another Genos in my hand, so I cannot play anyone. Right, all of these things resolve. This guy will get set back to the energy line, and now I could sacrifice this king to put him back to active. I think I will do this. So I have to put him at the bottom of my deck, and this guy will be switched to active. So he's not frozen. Okay, let's untap and end our turn. We still managed to hang on with one of the sniper girls here, which is not too bad. But we still don't have enough to KO the Saitama, I think. I think I still want to do an action point draw here, and we got a photon sword. Now our chances are slightly higher. Let's see if we can pull it off. I think it's not possible this turn, unfortunately. Because we need this guy, and her on the field, which is 4 cards, but at maximum we could only play 3, even with the barbecue. I think what we will do this turn is bring the Kirito on the field and hope that my opponent doesn't have a special trigger. Let's use the buggy ability. We're gonna have to place the C-seed into the sideline, unfortunately. Then we had 7 energy, which means we can raid the Kirito. Move him to the front line, he doesn't have a Vamp Blade ability. And then we're gonna play the Sinon into the energy line, just to have some energy for next turn. We use the active main ability, give it plus 1000. And since this character has impact 1 and no double damage, because there's no way I can win a battle, I think my opponent just has to take 1 hit. So we're gonna swing 5k first. This is a joke. This is a joke. Damn, this deck is I just have bad luck with this deck. So bye bye Kirito. Choose 1 character on your opponent's frontline and sideline it, and this Kirito is only protected in my opponent's turn. And for those of you who have seen my first video of this deck, this happened the same thing exactly happened before, and my Kirito got like special triggered. So yeah, I think this is a GG. I'm kind of seeing the point a little bit more that says that the special trigger kind of ruins the game sometimes. My opponent is the 4 life, which means I could still use 2 of the 1 punch here and the special trigger to get rid of like pretty much anything. And I think that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna use 1 punch, deal 1 damage to my opponent, Again, I don't know if these triggers will activate. Then we're gonna use the second one here. Again, deal 1 damage. Because my opponent is at 3 life. This card is so broken. Draw trigger. I will just activate the triggers. Not that it really matters. And then for the last one. Oh no, we cannot get rid of it. We don't have a Genos on the field. Well, then we just have to play the Genos. Okay, I didn't think about that. Choose one. I think again I will just draw a card. Then we're gonna swing with the Saitama here, double damage. It doesn't have impact 1. But I can actually give it to him. Let's just sideline this guy because we don't really need him. My opponent has to block because he's at 2 life cards. But the impact 1 still activates and it's a get trigger. And we could have almost ended the turn if he had like a Genos on the field. Or ended the game. Okay, let's untap and end the turn. Yeah, we were pretty close in actually sidelining the Saitama, but I think it's not possible anymore. By the way, this guy is frozen. Actually, I just saw that we have a barbecue in the hand, so I can sideline him. Okay, this is just for the content, because I think Sinon already like pretty much lost the game. Okay, let's start by using the buggy ability here. I will place 1 buggy into my sideline, and we will have 2 more energy generation, which means we are at 6 now. So I can raid the Sinon, move her to the front line, and she will get the snipe ability until the end of the turn. Then we're gonna use the barbecue. Set 2 of our action points back to active. And now the big combo. We're gonna play one of the Ultima Ratio. Boost our Sinon by 2500. When this character attacks and wins a battle, I can draw a card. I will just leave it here for now so I know what I'm doing. Let's use the other one here. Again, we are at 5 energy because of the buggy ability, so I can activate these cards. Use the next one. Again, same thing. Plus, hold on, I did one too much. Okay. Plus 2500. When it attacks, I can draw a card. Then the Photon Sword. Unfortunately, I cannot give her impact +1 because we don't have a Kirito on field, but I can buff her by an additional 2000. So we're gonna put this into the sideline. And she is now at 11,000. And has the sniper ability, which means I can just snipe this Saitama here. And I'm pretty sure that he gets KO'd. So I actually managed to pull it off in this game. Not that it did anything. Now what triggers first? I think I can choose, right? So I can take a look at the top 2 cards first, which is a Sinon, Raid, and Exquisite. I think these don't do anything for me. So I will bottom deck these, and then I will draw 2 cards because of the special trigger, which is this guy, this girl, which is basically the same. It's the same. Oh. Okay, I could catch it. Which are basically the same cards. Okay. Yep. So we successfully managed to snipe the Saitama in this game. However, we are left at 1 life card, and I think next turn is gonna be over. So let's untap and end the turn. Alright, we're drawing, and now I'm just thinking how to end this. We have the impact 1 here. So I think I'm just gonna move the Saitama to the front line. Play 1 more Silver Fang. And I can activate this actually. The special trigger to get rid of the Sinon, because she's not boosted anymore. And we're gonna raid the Genos. Move them to the front line, and then just swing for the win. It's a special trigger, so the Genos would get KO'd. However, there's no more cards here, and we are still at like 4 cards in our life left. So even though that we managed to snipe one of these Saitama, the Saitama still won the game, obviously, because it's like a strong meta deck. But yeah, the Sinon seems to be breaking up pretty hard. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. You can check out my other videos, and I will see you in the next video.